I have fear of closed spaces, claustrophobia. I don't really know how to surpass it. I can't even have the blanket or the sheet covering my mouth and nose when I'm in bed. Um, the sheer idea of being in a very, very tight space and not being able to move really freaks me out, even when I'm not in that kind of situation. And conversely, I really have a love of large open spaces. I like to be in very large open spaces to sort of counteract all of that.
I can't think of any off. Oh, I do have a fear. I have a fear of water. Even though I can swim, my biggest fear is drowning. I don't know why. I just, that's why I think why I kind of get nervous when I fly, because we're going to go into the water if we crash. So my biggest fear is drowning. I don't go too far into the ocean, basically.
I am afraid of falling from higher places, from windows, or even from diving boards in the swimming pool. I am not very good with heights. Jumping off or falling down somewhere is a big fear of mine. So I try to always have something to hold on to, or places where I don't have to go very much downhill, things like that. I don't like that, going down. It's not my thing.
I really don't have, I'm not really too superstitious. Maybe conscious not really to touch a lot of doorknobs, but that's more of a health thing than anything else. I'm not really I don't walk under ladders. That's something I'm conscious of. I don't walk under a ladder.
So is that for safety or just because it's...
No, I would say that's a superstition. I don't want to walk under a ladder. They always say don't walk under a ladder. That's bad luck. So I don't want bad luck.
In a survey, 1 in 10 frequent travelers said they'd been the victim of airport crime. Airports are ideal places for criminals to operate. It's noisy and crowded. Passengers are in unfamiliar surroundings and often carrying lots of valuables. You're not thinking that perhaps you're being watched by professionals waiting for you to let your guard down.
When the criminal element's out here, they basically have the pick of the litter.
Los Angeles Police Sergeant Kevin Coffey lectures to major corporations on travel security. He showed us how passengers can become marks for the criminals from the moment they arrive at the airport.
Now, let's look right behind us, this woman. Is she a mark?
Yes.
Why?
You take a look. She's coming out of a taxi cab.
Right.
She's smartly dressed. She has her wallet out there. She's going to tip the guy. You can tell now how much money she might have inside her wallet. You know where she puts her wallet. Watch. Her wallet is going to go right into that bag right there. So now if I wanted to rip her off, I know exactly which bag has her wallet.
Right.
She'd be easy pickings for the skilled pickpockets working the airport.
Right. What are you carrying with you?
I've got a laptop.
Inside your attaché?
I've got my wallet, my phone, my
Airline tickets?
airline ticket.
You're probably carrying on you right now anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000, and you don't even realize it.
So I'm a mark.
Of course you are.
But I feel secure because I'm carrying this, so I think there's no way they're going to make off with any of this stuff.
Well, you're secure for the time being. Wait till we get inside, and I'll show you sometimes how you can become victimized right in front of your eyes.
Inside, Coffey changes into street clothes, and with his partner, Sergeant Andrew Smith, demonstrates what are known as distraction thefts. First, they choose a mark. In this case, a man with an expensive-looking briefcase. Smith moves into position directly behind the unsuspecting victim. Sergeant Coffey, posing as a foreign tourist in need of help, distracts the mark.
Do you know where this? No, sorry.
The passenger panics as he turns to find his bag is gone. Look at it again as Sergeant Coffey diverts the mark's attention. His partner reaches down, grabs the bag, and begins to move away. Coffey continues the distraction until the thief is out of sight. We step in to tell the victim what's happened. He never suspected that lost tourist was setting him up.
I was trying to be helpful. I didn't understand what he was asking.
The criminals are counting on your good nature. Here, a woman is passing time in the airport restaurant waiting for her flight. Sergeant Smith takes a seat at the next table. his eye on the briefcase at her side. Now Coffee moves in to provide the distraction. His partner steals her bag right from under her, her attention diverted to this poor guy who tripped.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm fine. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry.
It was some time before she even realized the bag was gone, and we told her what happened.
It worked very well.
Yes.
Very well. Thank you.
Sorry, no hard feeling. And what happens?
On to the ticket counter, where many passengers are too preoccupied to worry about their bags.
I have my ticket here. Going to New York.
Okay, you've just committed what we call a luggage felony, and you didn't even realize it. Think about it. You walked up to the ticket counter, and as you reached here, what was the first thing you did?
Grabbed my ticket, put my bags down.
Bingo. And as you're conducting this conversation here, somebody picks up this bag and walks away.
A savvy traveler, he says, will put their laptop or briefcase on the counter and stack their bags where they can keep an eye on.
Okay, everything in front of me where I can see it.
Right.
The latest caper of these organized airport thieves is their most brazen distraction theft yet. It's happening right here at the screening stations, where they're stealing laptop computers and other valuable carry-on items right in front of the airport security guards.
Walking up.
Here's how it's done. After you've put your bag onto the conveyor belt, but before you go through the metal detector, two guys cut in front of you.
Suspect 1, he walks through with no problem. Suspect 2, he gets delayed. He has a bunch of change, keys.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Now, he delays you from going through. They're very apologetic. Sometimes it's a very attractive woman.
And now I'm waiting. I'm watching him.
You've got it. And now the first suspect, he's gone through and he's picked up your briefcase, laptop, carry-on bag, and turned right around and exited the airport. And you're
By the time a passenger makes it through the screening station to retrieve his bags, it's too late. The luggage is long gone.
Well, so what do you do? I mean, everybody's sticking their luggage on. I'm going to stick mine on. What can I do?
First of all, the police say, make sure no one's in front of you. Then put your bag on the conveyor belt and don't take your eyes off it.
As you walk through here, you didn't bother to look back, and as you can see, he was right behind you and he pulled your machine right out. Or your purse.
And if you're delayed trying to get through the metal detector, stay focused on your bag as it exits the machine. You may be surrounded by security guards, but you're still vulnerable to theft.
The security station personnel here, they're here to make sure bombs and weapons don't get into the airport.
Not to watch my luggage.
Correct.
At Miami International Airport, baggage thieves have been working the phone banks.
Basically, what we want to do is to duplicate the same scenario that occurs at every airport.
Undercover detectives from the Metro-Dade police have decided to set a trap. They prepare the bait, a bag with 2 cameras inside, valuable enough to make stealing it a felony. They attach to it a clearly marked name tag with a phone number that rings at the police station, in case an honest citizen wants to return it. Today's location, Concourse D. A female officer moves into position.
It's going to make believe she's making a phone call. It's going to hang up the phone, and it's going to leave the bag.
The bait now in place, the police watch and wait. It takes about 45 minutes before they get their first nibble. The woman standing to the left on the phone begins eyeing the bag. Lieutenant Pete Casanova believes she's casing the area.
And it's common for the distraction thieves and these type of people to go to these phone booths and pretend they're making a phone call and look around, and what they're doing is they're scouting the area also.
What she doesn't realize is she's looking right at 5 undercover detectives and 2020's hidden cameras. She moves her bags a little closer to the bait bag, then signals her partner. They talk briefly. A few seconds later, she makes her move, snatching the bait and walking away with a police bag on her arm. The 2 suspects waste no time, getting on line for a flight to Los Angeles, the stolen bait now hidden inside a shopping bag. As they attempt to board the plane, they're arrested. Police believe the team may also have been responsible for a recent rash of thefts in the men's and women's bathrooms. Yes, the bathrooms are another place where airport criminals could be lurking.
You're sitting on the stool and you got your pants around your ankles, and all of a sudden somebody comes in and stalls in front of you.
Okay. Now what do I do?
Do you jump up and run after them?
We've had a few incidents like that, and someone's kind of thought they were crazy people chasing out the hallway and their underwear's up and their pants are around their ankles, because it's basically their whole lives are going out this door.
In women's bathrooms, it's easy for thieves to reach over the door and pull a purse off the hook, which is why some airports are now installing devices like these to keep valuables secure. In general, Coffey says purses and luggage should be kept beside you in the bathroom and everywhere else at the airport.
There are a few other things you can do to protect yourself. First, don't put cameras or jewelry or other irreplaceable valuables in your luggage. When you arrive at your destination, go directly to the carousel to pick up your luggage. And it's not a bad idea to have wrapped some tape around the whole bag to deter unscrupulous baggage handlers.
Tell us a little bit about some of your strengths, your talents, your abilities.
I'm very helpful. I believe I work really well under pressure. Sometimes when I'm working, a lot of the phones are ringing and somebody wants a copy of this. So I'm really good at multitasking and getting things done. And just handling people and the way they speak to me. Sometimes it's not nice, but you know, you take it, and I think I'm good at holding back how I feel so that I can get the job done. And what else am I good at? I'm good at taking care of people's kids, like children. I love being around children, and they love being around me, and I enjoy doing that. What am I bad at? I'm bad at listening sometimes. That's not really good, but I tend to go on and the person is talking with me sometimes and I'm just not paying attention. And it's because sometimes I get so fired up and I have a point and I just look right past what they're saying, and that's not a good thing. I like to, like, let's say we're having a conversation, sometimes I'll just cut them off. That's not good.
Probably patience and attention to detail are my strengths. Weaknesses might be sometimes a little bit too slow and painstaking.
You know, I wanted to ask you about some skills or abilities you might have. I hear you're a photographer. Is that true?
Yes, I'm an amateur photographer.
And are you good at it?
I'm working on it.
Is it hard?
Depends. You can get to a certain level, but if you want to be very good, an excellent photographer, then you really need to work on it. It's not just techniques. You also need to have a vision also.
So how do you learn to be a good photographer?
I think you have to take a lot of pictures, and you have to go to a lot of exhibits, look at other photographers' work. That might inspire you, and I think that's actually very important.
Well, I grew up singing in the church and at school and in competitions, so I'm a singer, and dance and theater and all those things, and art as well. But yeah, probably just those, probably just the whole artistic thing. I mean, my mother's an artist, so it's kind of always been around me. I am bad at math. I'm bad at cleaning. I'm bad at tons of things. I'm bad at taking care of my roommate's dog. I'm very bad at that. I'm bad at keeping in contact with people I should keep in contact with. But just silly things like that.
Everyone agrees that newer everyday technologies such as cell phones and computers and others have had a great impact on modern life. In what ways have they had a negative impact on modern life?
The one thing that really gets me going, and I have a cell phone, are the people who walk with cell phones attached to their ears. People who will interrupt a conversation to talk on their cell phone. I can't think of anything so important that you need to interrupt a conversation with a friend, that you need to interrupt a walk through a beautiful park, that you need to interrupt any part of life at all with a cell phone. I mean, there's always a time when you could get back to someone, when they don't need to talk to you right then and there. We survived for many years with just landlines, and I think a cell phone is an advantage, of course, for people in some professions, and they're handy things to use, but I really feel that people have gone overboard with the whole technology thing.
The problem is not technology. The problem is the people that use technology.
I have quite a few friends who spend a lot of time on the internet, and I've done that myself, and I still do. I find it to be a great source of news gathering and information and a way to communicate with others. But I think if you're not careful, it can really suck you in. You can spend a lot of time chatting with people you know or people you don't know you'd like to meet, but then this sort of meeting takes place on the internet. And this is sort of a loss of human contact that happens. You meet a lot of new people, but it's not in a sort of real life situation. And a lot of people stop going out as much, stop enjoying a nice day, stop enjoying a nice dinner with friends, just because it's easier to sit on your couch and not have to shower and not have to wear nice clothes and interact with people online. So I feel that it has taken away, the internet has taken away from human interactions.
Pretty much. I think that new technology is a good thing. I think that it is up to the individual as to how they deal with it. For instance, like the internet is great because you have easy access to things, but I also think that kids should still find information in encyclopedias and look things up in dictionaries and things like that. So I think that there's advantages and disadvantages, but you just need to know how to kind of use a little bit of both.
Technology has definitely been very beneficial for at least my generation. It's at least helped me not get lost as much. If you are able to surf the web and get information, you can find directions on how to get almost anywhere. And primarily, it's reliable. However, sometimes they will mention a street that no longer exists. But it's been a great tool to help make your time easier and not get lost.
Now, we here at Primetime have watched John Quinones go to many exotic locations over the years, but we and you have never seen anything quite like this. It's the story of one man devoting his life to preserving the way his fragile fellow creatures live theirs. In a land half a world away, a unique and beautiful place on the African continent which humans have yet to plunder.
It is a jungle so remote that parts of it have never been seen by human eyes. Deep in the northern Congo, an enchanted world where butterflies grow as large as birds and trees rise as tall as buildings. A land where time has stood still. It's called Ndoki, the world's last virgin rainforest. 1 million acres, untouched by humanity. A Noah's Ark where animals and plants that have disappeared from the rest of the planet remain undisturbed. No one knows this hidden world better than Michael Fay, 40-year-old American from New Jersey. He's been exploring this malaria-infested jungle step by step for 11 years, often wearing nothing more than a pair of shorts and sandals.
So what's a nice guy from New Jersey doing here?
Hiding.
For leopard skins, perhaps, but he's also trying to stop the widespread slaughter of endangered species. Defending the jungle against well-armed poachers.
This elephant gun has probably killed hundreds of elephants over the years.
It's all part of his mission for the New York-based Wildlife Conservation Society. Working with Congo's government, Faye and a team of his colleagues are turning Ndoki into a national preserve.
In a remote jungle deep in the northern Congo, correspondent John Quinones already has been given a personal guide to its breathtaking beauty. But he is about to encounter the dark side of a peaceable kingdom.
You're on a deadly safari in the heart of Africa. These hunters are tracking chimpanzee just outside the limits of the Ndoki forest. Be warned that the following scenes are very graphic. The target is hit. It's an adult male. The body parts are taken to market and sold to local butchers as wild game or bushmeat. It provides income to hunters and the families who depend on them. This demand for bushmeat is strong, and though it's illegal, conservationists know that the trade can't be shut down completely. By some estimates, up to 10% of Congo's wildlife is being slaughtered every year, including some of Africa's most endangered species, like this baby lowland gorilla found dead in a suitcase. This one is still alive, rescued while on its way to the bushmeat market. But even if the fight to cut back on the bushmeat trade is won, conservationists know that the animals cannot survive without the rainforest. And every day, there's less and less of it. For Michael Fay, saving this forest is not just a battle, it's a war. For Michael Fay, saving this forest is not just a battle, it's a war.